to discuss your attitudes and ideas about UNO. We're specifically looking for the reasons you decided to enroll here, some prior knowledge that you had about UNO, and the possible reputations and misconceptions about UNO right now, okay? And we will be taping this just for the assignment purpose. Not a whole lot of people will see it, I promise. So let's start out kind of going around saying your name, grade level, if this is the only school you've attended, if you have gone somewhere else, list that as well. And then if you wanted to list like an activity or something you do. So I'll start. My name's Jordan. I'm a senior here. I've previously attended Lincoln. And then I'm involved in like PR, SSA, and stuff like that. So do you want to start?
My name is Alex Bauer. I am a sophomore at UNO and I was previously at College of St. Mary. And I am in Alpha Xi Delta as well as Maverick Productions.
Okay.
My name is Natalie McGovern. I'm a senior at UNO. I'm in Panhellenic Council.
I'm Lauren Bali. I am a senior here. It's the only college I've gone to. And I'm in Chi Omega and Sociology Club.
My name's Katie Salinas. I am a senior. I've only gone to UNL. I'm involved with Chi Omega and Nishla.
I'm Marissa Rucker. I'm a freshman, so obviously this is the only school I've been to, and I'm involved in Chi Omega.
Okay, very cool. So we're gonna start out with like a little icebreaker word association game. So I'm gonna say some words, and then you just have to say what's the first thing that comes to your mind. So the first one will be Nebraska.
Corn.
Football.
So we got corn, red, football. Got those. Okay. Omaha.
Music.
Big
Nightlife.
city.
Shopping.
Oh. Old Market.
Okay. College.
Homework.
Fun.
Party. Scholarship.
Okay. How about Mavericks?
Passionate.
Bowl.
Durango.
Okay. And then UNO.
School. Awful parking. Sorry.
Can't wait to graduate.
Anything else? Good? Sure. Okay, that works. Okay, so then we'll kind of get into the actual questions that we're going to be going over. So I'm going to start with how many of you knew about UNO before your senior year of high school? Okay. How did you know about it?
I had friends that went here.
My brother.
My sister went here.
My older brother went here.
College fair.
Sure. So everybody heard about it before their senior year. Okay. So where did you get most of your information about UNO from, would you say?
On like a visit day.
Orientation.
Orientation, my brother.
Yeah.
The website.
Sure. Did you look at like other schools like you did at UNO? Did you hear information about those schools as well?
Yes.
And how was that the same way you got that information pretty much? Okay, sure. So before enrolling here, what were some of the positive things that you had heard about UNO?
Housing.
Yeah. A
Really
new,
good housing.
a new look on housing and not just the like roommate kind of housing, like an apartment style, I should say.
Sure. Did you hear anything?
I just heard about like the majors going into, because that's what my sister did.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Were there, so then obviously there was probably some negative things. What did you hear that was negative about UNO?
Commuter school.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Parking.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yep.
So when looking at college, would you say that UNO was your first choice in schools? Did you look at other schools before this?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I almost went to Lincoln because of I have the Buffett scholarship, and then when I realized like I would save a lot more money just going here, and that's what made me stay.
And you went to College St. Mary's first, right?
I actually didn't even consider UNO my senior year of high school. They sent me a letter and I didn't even apply.
Sure. And then what brought you here ultimately?
I knew I wanted to be in Omaha, and I think UNO is a really good education for the price point it's at, and I knew I kind of wanted to stay in Omaha, and I didn't want to go to Creighton.
Sure. Was there a specific reason you left College of St. Mary's?
There's a lot of reasons.
Sure. Okay, that's fine.
I just don't want to like bash on the school.
No, that's completely fine. How about you? Was UNO your first choice?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't excited about going here, but I wanted to go to Doane College, but obviously I couldn't afford it at the time, so this was the cheapest option. But it's worked out well, so
Sure.
I love it.
UNO was not my first choice. Iowa State was, and I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
fell in love with the campus, and then I looked at all the financial things that went along with it because my parents said this is how much we're giving you, and UNO fit into the price point. So, but once I got here, I loved it.
Okay.
So
What would you say was like your reason for coming to UNO then? Was it like the price or
price
Things
and
you've
the
heard.
roommate situation. I was not about to live with
Yeah,
one person
that
in
was-
small rooms.
That was a plus, and for me it was because I'd be close to home.
Yeah,
sure?
close to home, and it had my major, so.
I would say because it's small, like I'm only on North Campus, so I only go like up and down and that's it. Like, I don't have to worry about anything else, whereas in Lincoln it's literally everywhere, so.
Was UNO your first choice?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Very cool. So what do you think are some things that attract people to UNO?
Close to home.
Kind of all the reasons you guys listed.
I think there's like, well, all the programs are good at UNO. I think there's like specific programs that get a lot of publicity that really attract those kind of people.
Sure. Do you think those things that attract people keep them here or push them away? Like once they've been here?
That's a good question.
I thought about that.
I don't know. I'd like to think it keeps them here,
I'd like
Yeah.
to think,
but I don't know. It's hard to imagine other people's situations.
I think
Mhm.
too, I think the fact that it could be being someone who lives 5 hours away, I think like being really close to home could start to be a detraction, like as you get older. So if you like never are away from home, I think it could be like frustrating as you get older.
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna move on to like a different section here where just kind of your life here at UNO, the experiences that you've had. So I'm gonna direct the first question towards you. What are some of your expectations at UNO?
Like good like science classes because I'm a science major. So like I heard really good things about science classes. So I'm expecting them to like literature standards.
Sure. Okay. So then like opening it up to everyone, what were like your original expectations coming into college in general?
Support, I guess. I was a music major my very first year, and that support wasn't there, so it kind of deterred me a little bit, but obviously I'm still here, so I had a reason to be here still.
Sure.
I wanted to make new friends, so I did. But you have to like get involved to make new friends here. It's not like Lincoln where you can just like have your door open because it's kind of weird to have your dorm door open.
Sure.
For me, I wanted a strong sense of community because I went to an all-girls school for high school, and I wanted that same feeling. Not necessarily all girls, but it was the strongest community. It was like a second home, so I kind of wanted a home away from
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like you, I came from a really small town, and so our school was really close knit. So I was looking for that community.
Okay. Would you say that you found that here?
home.
Okay. And then with your support, did you find that elsewhere in the other programs?
Very much so. I'm speech language pathology now, so the education building is a lot more helpful and like helping me go in the right direction, what classes I need to do, what I need to sign up for, so I get that a lot more.
Is that like with advising
Mhm.
teachers?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm not afraid to ask questions, whereas in music, I want to do it in a heartbeat. You know, I'd rather struggle than ask for help over there. So
Sure. Okay. So what would you say is your favorite thing that UNO offers for you? Is it, one of the activities that you do? Is
free
it
things?
school?
Yeah. Like
It
free
could be, a variety of different things. Whatever benefits of UNO that
I
you.
think there's an incredible amount of clubs and organizations
Mhm.
on this campus, so that's helped me in a lot of aspects, and I think that's how people gain that community. So
Sure.
And the professors, like all the professors that I've had, well, the majority of them are like more than willing to go out of their way to help you.
Mhm.
So
most
of them.
I think UNO has a lot of opportunities like within Omaha, and like their like programs are very willing. Like me being a business major, like it's incredibly important for me to have like internship opportunities, and obviously Omaha is like a phenomenal place to do that, and UNO really like pushes that and like open source for you.
Sure. So with your science classes, with your advising, do you feel like your expectations so far are being met with the science department?
Yeah, like I think they're really thorough with everything they go through and like all the classes. Like the art science right now, like feel like they're at like a level that are actually gonna help me.
Sure. So are you like a biology major?
Biotech.
Biotech. Okay. Very good. Did you explore other schools before? Just like comparing their science departments at all?
I looked at SDSU and I was like, this one was like has a really good science program compared to them. So.
Where did you find like information about UNO's science department?
Well, partially from Nicole, because that's where she came was here, and then I like looked on stuff online and just like what people said and everything.
Very cool. Good. So what would you say is your least favorite thing about UNO? I feel like I'm gonna know what it is.
awful
Parking and advising.
advising.
Okay. So why specifically advising?
I before I declared a major and went to my specific department, the arts and science advising just threw me off. And even though I'm getting out in 4 years after changing my major 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
the advisors were just, they never knew what they were doing with me. They're just like, oh, well, you could take this. I'm like, well, what do I need to take? So, and they never pointed me in the right direction at all.
Sure. Is that kind of the same with you, or?
For me, for my major, basically like they've been changing the program so much that the advisors like don't even know how to keep up with it, and I just feel like there's a lack of communication big
Mhm.
time.
Sure. Do you have any suggestions? Like, how do you think they could fix something like that?
Just get advisors that know
Train
what they're,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
that know what they're doing instead of like, oh,
It's
You're
very
gonna-
important.
yeah, like, oh,
Advising.
you're gonna be a sociology major. Well, you could take these courses, and it's like, well, what courses do I need to take instead of having to cram my senior year?
Sure. And are you guys in the same department? What are you guys majoring in?
I'm a sociology major.
Okay, so I think you just.
Elementary and special ed.
Okay. Sure.
No.
So what do you think about the parking? Like, I mean, obviously there's got to be room for improvement because you hear all the time that, the parking is terrible. What do you think is something that, like in the ideal world, what could UNO do to
Not
make
put up that stupid community engagement center thing. They took away like 200 spots.
I think what would be smart is like all the lots that they have, making them into parking garages
Yes.
instead of just the one level thing. Because like they were saying with those 2 buildings that the one by Hyper, that's one thing. But like the other one taking away like the whole CPAX parking lot, like that was like one of the biggest parking lots that they have. And I mean, I park in the garage, so it's fine sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like, I just think it would be smart to put a garage where the lots are.
Pricing too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pricing.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous to have to pay $170 to park on a surface lot, like,
Or even
and then
$200
shuttle
and
up,
then like
like,
$258 for the garage.
yeah.
And that's another frustrating thing too, is like, I swear, like sometimes I'll come to the garage and like the bars like just open for anybody driving there. I'm like, I paid $258 for it and you're just gonna let other people drive in there.
Sure.
That makes no sense to me at all.
Why would prices be so high when like we're poor college students? I just don't. I can't grasp it. I guess I know they need to make the money, but
I know Lincoln is more expensive too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
fortunate.
Yeah.
And I get really upset with parking.
Right.
They just,
They're so frustrating. Like, I was late for a meeting with one of my professors, and I parked in the library, and it was literally 2:15, and I still got a parking ticket, and I even tried to get it waived, and they were just like, nope, I'm sorry.
yeah, I parked at the meters, took my like thing off, paid the meters, and I still got a ticket. And it's like, I'm paying meters. Like, whatever. So then I went and wrote a very strong-worded letter to parking, and I got it waived. So.
So besides the pricing, like in Lincoln, how do you think parking compares, or like why is it so bad compared to other schools?
I think because it's such a huge commuter campus, like so many
Yeah,
people
so
have
many people
cars,
drive
Yeah.
instead of like Lincoln where people just
take shuttles.
or like park their cars on campus and then they live like around.
right.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
And like I think people are really reluctant. Even like I know people who like, and I'm guilty of it too sometimes, if they're like, if they have something in the afternoon, or even like sometimes in the morning when they still live on campus, they'll like drive over to the building, and it's like, I don't know, I think that's kind of a problem. You know, I'm guilty of it. So.
Okay, would you say that UNO is satisfying your quote unquote college experience?
Yes.
So how so?
My sorority
Yes.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Because we're involved.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
where
like,
I don't think, because with me, I didn't go through recruitment until my sophomore year, so freshman year, all I had was like the Buffett community, and I think I'm only friends with like 2 people in that whole, like, there's, I swear, at least like 1,000 people in that whole thing, and so I don't know anybody.
yeah, I feel like I'm involved in like several different activities, but like my sorority is like my core group that
Sure.
like I know I can rely on.
I know that those will be your core, the sororities, but are there other things that you think play a role? So what are those?
I think the bond in your like specific college, like College of Education, we're just a really close knit group, and I feel like we have the same classes throughout.
Right,
Our
so you
time
build
together.
that friendship with those
Yeah.
people.
And like the roommates that I had freshman year, only one of them joined a sorority, and then the other 2, like I'm still friends with them. Like even today, I was roommates with one of them until this year. So
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
the
say-
roommates you make freshman and sophomore year. So
Would you say that compares to other schools, do you think? Like, I guess, do you think the majority of UNO students would agree with you? Or do you think there's not enough people that are involved?
I think they agree. I don't think there's enough.
I know, especially for like being in like a programming board and like putting on events for campus, I know like attendance is like chronically low compared to the number of students that we have, and it's like really, really frustrating because people get upset because we're a commuter school and like they feel like really detached, but they aren't willing to like come together. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like people aren't willing to step outside of their comfort zones.
Sure.
Like there are opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities, but I don't know if the problem is they're not publicized enough, or people just they don't want to take a chance.
Sure. So do you think it's something that UNO, like as a whole, could do to like help to better a college experience for the students here, or do you think it's like the person that has to do it?
person.
I think
So
it's actually
both.
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
because it's like up to you to get involved. Like but yeah, you have to like want to get involved, but there could also be more publicity for like clubs, because I mean, I don't want to like pump up Greek life, but if you look at almost every organization on campus, there's a Greek, either on the programming board or like running it or it's just
And I think also like just for like on-campus students, like you're going to find like phenomenal RAs, but you're also going to find RAs that are awful. And I think I don't know how you like monitor that, how you like decide who's going to be a really good RA or not, but like I know there are some RAs that really care about their residents and really want to be a part of their lives, and there's RAs who are just there for room and board.
Sure. So do you think it's a specific type of person, like mainly Greeks, or people that are involved in enjoying their college experience? Would you say a specific type of person, or
No.
no?
No. Very diverse. I don't know how to explain that.
I think people who aren't involved in campus at all could enjoy their college experience. It might not necessarily be a UNO college experience, but just like being like away from your parents, like living in Omaha, like doing things in Omaha, like just the various things that are kind of implied with college. I think that could be making up their college experience, where like kind of my college experience is synonymous with my UNO college experience.
Okay. So for you, would you say that the expectation of like your college experience, what you thought of like going into college, is it being met here? Like, are there things that could be done?
Sorry, my voice is going. But I think that like for the most part it's being met. Like I've met a lot of good people and like everybody seems to be like welcoming in like different groups, and like even when you walk around campus everybody's super friendly.
Sure. Are there any aspects that aren't being met? Did I ask that already? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
No.
For the most part, I think it's good.
Okay. So what is it that encourages you to stay at UNO?
the job opportunities in and around Omaha.
Already comfortable here, so I mean, it's not really a good reason, but I don't want to like start over somewhere new if I had to.
Do you think you could though?
I mean, I could, but I would hate it.
Right.
At first, at least.
Sure. How about you?
What was the
Anything?
question?
What keeps you here? What encourages you to stay at UNO?
One, my family, obviously, but then I would I don't know, I just like it. I don't know what else to say besides that. I don't have a good reason. If I think of one, I'll say it.
Sure. No, that's fine. So, is there anything that's made you consider transferring schools? Sure. What do we got?
I just didn't connect with anyone freshman year because I was super uncomfortably shy,
Okay.
and I was just like, I'm out of here. But then my parents convinced me to stay and just give it a shot, and so I stayed.
Anybody else ever thought of transferring? Is there like a specific, one of those days you're like, I'm getting out of here just because something ticked you off or something?
I think it's also like, I don't know, for me it's always like, there's always going to be a better college, and so it's like, when I see a really good program at another school, or I see like a really cool like football game or whatever, like at another campus, it's like, I could go there, but then it's like, nope, we really can't.
Yeah. Do you think you could have a better college experience somewhere else?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure I could. I'm sure we all could, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what to say here.
No, that's fine.
Like, you always can have a better college experience, but it's just like, looking back at my 3.5 years at UNO, I wouldn't trade it.
No.
I would stay here. If I had to choose college, I would choose it again.
So going back to like being shy freshman year, do you think is there something that UNO could do to better adapt, like freshmen to a whole new kind of level of interacting with people, making new friends all over again kind of thing?
Well, they had like a lot of stuff at like Maverick Village where I lived, where they had like, I don't know, like that whole welcome week was pretty cool, but then like towards like just getting into the semester and like getting used to college classes was really overwhelming for me, and just like getting to know like 85 new girls in my sorority, or like getting to know my roommates was just very, very overwhelming for me.
Sure.
So it was just kind of like an interpersonal thing. So
Did those events like continue on throughout the semester? Is
yeah,
that
they
something?
still had events like in like each building or like with all of Maverick Village, and then they had like those what is it, the Mav Pro things like after dark.
Hyper After Dark.
Yeah, like had Hyper After Dark, they had like bowling night or like something like that. So
So that could be a personal thing too, where it's
Mhm.
just UNO gives you the opportunities, but
You have to
always refer for them.
yeah.
And then there's a class I know that freshmen can take. It's like freshman experience.
Yeah, see, I was in one of those.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I
it's
didn't know
weird.
about it. I wish I could have taken it.
I didn't know I was in it until they were just like, oh yeah, you need to show up Tuesday. I'm like, okay.
Because that's how I
Right.
guess you meet people, and they teach you like the hidden curriculum, if you would, like behind college. Like it's
Yeah.
not like meeting people, and I don't know what else because I didn't take it. But
Sure.
Oh, it was weird.
did you like it?
Like it was okay because like it was with my chem class. So then like half of us would show up like on like one day when we didn't have class, and then the other half would show up like on the other day we didn't have class, and it was like it was cool, but like 4 of the people that were in my class went to my high school with me, so I was just like
Yeah.
sit with me.
Yeah.
Had you guys heard of that freshman experience class? You haven't heard of that?
I don't know if that's a real name.
Like through
It was like yeah, it was like called like
freshman year
freshman.
experience.
Yeah.
Freshman FYE, yeah.
Why? I forgot the why.
Good job.
I know with the Buffett scholarship they had like a beginner class. I honestly don't remember what it's called now, but they like taught you the ropes of everything. Like this is how you should study. This is how like you can get involved. Da 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 da. And so I mean that helped, but at the same time, like I said, I'm only friends with like a couple people that are in that program. So
I think like orientation is really, really helpful, but they
Mhm.
throw a lot of things at you at one time.
Sure.
And so like I'm sure the freshman year experience class was like a weekly thing where it was just like laid it out for you and like increments that you could like process.
Do you think there's a better way to do it? The whole welcome week, and or is it something that kind of has to be all thrown at you because everything's new, anyways?
I don't
Yeah.
like welcome week, cause like there's a lot of stuff and like they're all fun, so you all want to go, and then there's a whole bunch of people there. And you like run into them, they're like, oh hi, and you just meet random people because everybody's like new, so they don't know anybody.
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next section. It's called Perception of UNO. What would you say makes UNO special? What stands out compared to other schools?
Feels like a community rather than just a number.
I think Omaha, it's a city, but not a small town feel, but kind of a small town feel, and I think that makes it. Yeah.
Sure. Are there anything else, other things that stand out just besides the, general feel of it? Or is that the main one?
I think so. I can't think.
So did you know about this aspect of UNO before you came here? Had people told you about it? Yes, you
Yes.
kind of know over here.
I don't remember.
Was it something that they pointed out to you? Would you? So
No.
you probably not because you kind of remember.
Yeah, no.
Was it something that was specifically pointed out about UNO?
Yeah, like especially during like the visit day that I took, they like really hit on like UNO's like they make you feel like they made us feel like in our like group of like 20 that it was like a community here rather than just like, oh, here's your number. Like so
Do you think that attracts a lot of people?
mhm.
Probably, especially small town kind of things too. So, do you think that's communicated to everybody that enrolls or before enrolling here? Do you think you can better communicate the family-oriented aspect of UNO?
I think because we went to D1 and we were constantly focusing on making our campus bigger. We want 15,000 students, then we want this many, then we want this many. I think that gets lost in all of that because we we are a really impressive university and we want to be like perceived that way. So like it gets lost where we want people to see us as like as important as UNL instead of like smaller, and that's what makes us UNO is that we are smaller and we are like a more of a community feel.
Sure.
Totally agree with
Yeah.
Ditto.
that. Yes.
So, do you think there's a way to balance that where you can still promote the small town, you know, the small feel of it, and promote how we want to be, you know, just as big as Lincoln? Do you think there's a way to do that, or?
You don't need to be like Lincoln.
No, we already have a Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to. I don't know if they say that or like. I mean, but that's definitely in everyone's head.
I think it was like you said, like when I took my tour, like I took it from someone who was also like very much told me like if you take a tour of UNO and like you have a good orientation leader, not a good orientation, but you have like a UNO orientation leader that's like passionate about UNO, they're obviously going to see that. And I think that's a way is like really encouraging people to get on campus, because I think it can be really intimidating to like just go from like never having a campus visit to just like being enrolled as a student. And so I think like if people do their research, they're gonna see that we're really impressive, but if they come on campus and like spend some time here, they're going to see that it's like a community.
Sure. Okay, so what would be something you wish you would have known before coming to UNO about UNO? Maybe it could be something that you really like that you didn't know about, but it could also be something that you didn't know and wish you would have known. It's all great.
I don't know if this even would make sense with this question, but I wish I would have known that it's not like easy or typical for a student to graduate in just 4 years anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have known that because I'm just finding it out.
Yeah.
It's-
For sure.
Yeah, you get to graduate in 4 years now.
Do you think that would be something that you could learn, you know, like in orientation, or do you think it's something that needs to be related back to like high school?
I think high school, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
'Cause,
should
like,
be telling me.
A lot of majors, like education, you're not gonna get out in like base minimum 4.5 years. And like even in science, like you're pushing it if you're gonna graduate in 4 years, just because like you have to like pack it all in and take at least like 15 to 18 credit hours a semester, like to graduate in 4 years. So I think that's something that just needs to be kind of communicated, like, oh, if you're thinking about going into education, you're gonna be here for 4.5 years.
And
At
like-
least.
I think it's like another job of like advisors, like when they get freshmen
Yeah.
that come in, be like, okay, like you can take 12 credit hours like for these 2 semesters, but realize it's going to push you back this far. Like, and like,
Ryan told me that. When I had
Yeah.
my advising framework.
I didn't.
Again, yeah, good.
Mine.
Yeah.
I took 12 credit hours my first like incoming semester, because I was like, wow, 12 credit hours a year, so much, and it was like nothing, like compared to my high school course load. So
Sure. Okay. So would that be something that just like all college students in general, not necessarily specific to UNO, need to know? So it's not something
Yeah,
that
if
could.
it's not specific.
No, that's fine. Was there anything that would have kind of driven you to change schools specifically that you've come upon at UNO? Okay. Well, that's good. Do you think it's okay? So, what do you think is the biggest misconception of UNO?
that only Omaha people go here.
What?
So, why do you think that's such a big misconception?
Just because everyone assumes like, oh, so where'd you go to high school? And then I say, oh, Norfolk. Oh. Okay. I'm like, I'm from out of town. Like, what's the big deal? Because they expect like everyone from small towns to go to Lincoln or go to Chadron or go somewhere else. So, yeah.
Any other misconceptions just besides
I think
anything
people-
about like social, the social aspect of UNO that could be a misconception?
I think people see it, like, I completely agree that it's a huge commuter school and I would love to change it, but I also think that there are a lot of, like, I don't wanna say people don't try because it's putting it on them, but I also think that it's like, there are ways for you to be involved and, like, it's not necessarily like the school's fault if you're unhappy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm sure we've all heard it, but like the whole like UNO, like University of No Opportunities, like somehow to like show people like people that graduate from UNO are successful. Like I don't know how we would do that, but like just to show like you can get a great career out of it and you can even get like your master's here and so on and so forth and you're gonna do fine.
Sure. And like going back to the, just another number thing, do you think like advisors, teachers, they want you to succeed? Like how do they help you do that specifically?
All of my teachers make sure that they can like have office hours with you, or you can email them, or if you have any questions, stay after class and they'll help you. Like they all make sure that that if you don't come to them, it's your fault.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And then like seniors, like job after college wise, have you gotten, like support in trying to figure out what you want to do, opportunities, things like that?
I went to grad school, so.
Yeah,
Sure.
so am I, but like she's like even just with that, like she's just like, okay, well this is gonna be your like options. Like I still have 2 years left, but she's just more than happy to help me go along the way. I guess I become a really good advisor
Yeah.
compared to you guys.
And mine like has helped me like with my like dental hygiene school stuff, and then like getting a job isn't, I hope won't be that hard because there's a lot of dentists, so I hope not.
How about you? Have you had some help in future endeavors?
No, I mean, obviously I'm gonna be a teacher, but I'm not sure, I guess, where to go from here. Like, I'll hear things from other students, like, you might not get a job in Omaha, but, like, no one's helping me. I have great teachers, but I feel like advisors should be telling me, okay, like, these are, like, some of your options after you graduate.
Sure. Do you have like the opportunity to possibly like change advisors?
No.
No,
Try.
just
Stuck. But I'm thankful that I have other classmates who they know what's going on. So
Sure.
that's where I learned my information. But that's like specific to me. I'm sure you guys all are doing just fine.
right. Well, and it's not a big enough deterrent to change anything.
No, I'm already here.
So, going back to the misconceptions that we kind of talked about, do you think it's important to change those about UNO? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think they could do that specifically?
Like even if you just look at UNO, how many Fortune 500 companies we have here, and how many students we actually have, like UNO alumni actually working for those companies. If they could like market that, or have the Fortune 500 companies come in and do like a job fair or like an internship fair, which I know that they do, but do them like more often, and then I don't know, just like market it better, just because UNO has so many big companies and they don't like market it at all. They kind of hide them.
I know that, like, that's, like, one thing that the business program, like, pushes is, like, all the Fortune 500 companies, but it's, like, you can get an internship through them, but they don't tell you how to do it. It's, like, it's completely, like, it would be nice if they had, like, a system to help us, like, get connected with those companies
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being like, it's your responsibility to go to, like, I understand, like, that's fine, but it would be helpful if they were willing to, like, help us get in with those companies.
Like partner with them.
Right. Right.
Because there's specific majors that have to have an internship before, or do you have to have an internship before you graduate? Sure. So, you think you could use more help in actually, like they give you plenty of opportunities where there are jobs available. Do you think it's, a class or an advisor that could help you specifically apply for those jobs, be successful in getting an internship?
I think, like the business program is weird with their advising because you don't have like a set advisor. Like you just set up when your schedule fits with a specific advisor, like, and it will change from semester to semester. So it would be nice if like we were stuck with one for the entire 4 years, and we could like build, we could build a relationship with them, and they could almost be like a reference, like to help us like get in with those companies. And it would be nice if like the advisors had relationships with those companies and like had a contact. So like, because the way it kind of works is like there's one person who has a relationship with the companies, and then there's all the advisors.
Right.
And so it's like, well, I don't really know this person, so I don't really want to like go and.
Because sometimes it can be who you know, not, you know, it's a lot of connections. And do you think UNO has those connections for students? Or is it something you have to kind of find on your own?
Yeah.
Or both?
You find it.
Sure. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go on to UNO like in the community. So what are some things that you hear about UNO outside of campus? So like throughout the community wise. Do you see any like advertisements for UNO?
I see more advertisements for UNL than I do for UNO. Right down the street.
Seen a couple billboards.
Yeah, right
but
down the
I
street.
don't remember where they are. I'm talking for UNL.
For UNO? Oh, there's one for UNL by Russell Stover. And it said, "Are you gonna go somewhere that moves you?"
Oh yeah,
I saw that. I sent it to Martha.
Oh, that's awful.
So do you think there's obviously things that UNO could do to better promote throughout the community? What do you think they could do specifically?
I think UNO like settles for just getting Omaha people. Like I realize like I'm obviously a non-Omaha person, but I think they settle for just getting Omaha people because it's efficient for them. Like they don't have to work hard to get you guys, sorry. But like I think if they worked harder, like UNO never came to our school in all like 12 years that my family lived in downtown. UNO never came into like a school fair, whereas like Lincoln came 4 times just my senior year.
Wow.
And so I think like if they made more of a presence like throughout the state, you would get more people who aren't, and then it would like the community feel would grow because people aren't like 20 minutes away from home, and it's just like it builds on itself, and it's like a snowball effect.
Sure.
Yeah, a recruitment process. Or like they need to recruit better. I don't know how, but I agree. Even at our school, we didn't have anyone from UNO come to talk to us.
Yeah.
Just every other college.
So would you say it's more of an in-person thing that they need to do, or social media, advertising,
I
what?
think in person would work a lot better because they'd be more intimate, more personal, like they're focused on you instead of another commercial saying, "This is why you should go to UNO." Da,
Yeah.
da, da.
How many emails do you get from colleges your senior year? Way too many.
Way too many. Just delete them all.
Exactly.
So do you think it needs to be, you know, specifically going to high schools? Are there any other kind of opportunities that you can see? I mean, I know obviously high school is where you're looking to go, you know, to college after. Do you think there's any other?
I think like one thing, I don't know, I went through the process last year, so like I had a lot of applications that I would like start, and then I'd like realize that I couldn't go to that school, and then I'd just not finish them. But if it like hit like a day or like 3 days where I hadn't finished the application, like an advisor from that program would like email me and be like, "Hey, is there anything that I can do to like help you in this process? Like, do you need my help in any way?" And I feel like that's just like a good business practice, like of like a university to like reach out to students, whereas like it could be automated, like, and you could put the same person on every single email or just have like a cycle, but I think it would be like, it would be really helpful and personable.
Sure. Okay. So if there was something that you could add to the campus specifically, is there anything you think you could add that would benefit UNO?
Other than more parking.
I think they could add more
like science, like another building like devoted to like sciences and social sciences, just because they're already cramped for science labs and they fill up so fast. I think they could have like that, or like another building like devoted to another like college, just because I mean, if they expect UNO to grow, they've got to have more room to grow.
Sure.
Is it Scott Hall or Scott Court that has that food?
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall.
I think they should add like that kind of thing here, not just
Yeah.
like.
Like where you could like have a meal plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you can
We're
go.
talking from our.
Yeah. Like where you can go eat and get all you can eat for $8 instead of
That sounds
paying
nice.
$8 for like a salad and a banana.
Yeah.
So on North Campus, there's no place to eat like that. It's just this. Is it just the student center and you pay?
And whatever you buy for your own groceries.
And like the people who live on like North Campus who have meal cards, they have to like ride the shuttle all the way down, and it takes like it's like a 20-minute process to see it down there,
Right.
and then like 20 minutes to get back. And the shuttles, like I know a lot of people don't go down there, especially for like dinner, because the shuttles are like really inconsistent past like 5 o'clock.
Right. So more shuttles
More
that are
shuttles.
going to like different places.
I would
'cause
say like more consistent shuttles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ride them more often than I do, so.
Yeah, I park on South Campus and shuttle up. So.
Do you think there's a specific reason the shuttles are so bad? Is it the area, the drivers, I mean, is there
Well,
anything?
it's not the drivers, it's just because
Drivers are
everyone
people.
on South Campus that like lives on South Campus huddles at one shuttle. So then like one shuttle stops. So then there was literally
mad
a
dash.
100 people waiting for a shuttle this morning. And I park at Mammal knowing that those freshmen aren't smart enough to walk over to Mammal and get the shuttle first.
Sure.
So, like, so then I get a spot on the shuttle, so. But, like, they just need more shuttles, like, going just from North Campus to the village, or just from North Campus to Mammal.
Yeah, I feel like if we could figure out a route that, and I don't know how you do it, but it's just like if we could put signs or do something,
Yeah.
or like have colors, like colors of the buses, like that, like
Good idea.
black buses just go from the courts to
Mhm.
North Campus, and the white shuttles do the entire loop, or
Yeah.
like just go to Mammal and Peter Hewitt. And I think just like logistically, like figuring out times is like
Yeah.
we all know from like 7 to 9 are like the busy times in the morning, and then like 11:45 to 2, and then like
I'm like 5 feet.
but like it needs to like it would be really nice if it was consistent in the evening, like I know a shuttle is coming at every 15 minutes, or like increments would be nice.
Okay, sure. So one last question. Have you noticed any differences in the like logos or advertising of UNO?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the new change? Is it something that you like stands out enough to notice that you think, or is it just because you've seen it before and now there's a difference?
Yep.
Yeah, it's subtle.
I think the student center, I just saw this like on Facebook, like they posted the like, bring in a t-shirt with the old logo and get one with the new one. Which I think is really cool. I mean, I haven't done it, but I think that's a really good
It is.
idea. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I don't know if it's free, but,
It's now 25% off.
oh, okay, well either way.
So do you like the new logos, the new
Doesn't
It's
make
like,
any
I still
difference to
don't
me.
get how the O makes a UNO, but
And then,
sure,
yeah.
yeah.
The new
Wait, what?
Durango.
The
at
new
hockey
Durango
games.
is,
I can't do it.
he's kind of scary.
I understand why we were trying to disassociate ourselves from Lincoln,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time we're still like University of Nebraska
Right.
University, and I think that can get lost, and I don't like I'm still a part of the Nebraska University like system, like I get the same benefits as like someone in Lincoln, like certain benefits that someone in Lincoln would like as a University of Nebraska student, and I think they overlook that because they're so set on disassociating themselves.
Sure. Do you think something like a logo change or a new Durango is something that would attract students, or is it just a different
If you pick a
advertising?
school based on
Yeah.
the mascot, then you need to sort out your priorities.
The old one was way better.
Yeah, I think the old one.
Friendly.
He was just like, Eagle Flower, I'm Durango. And someone's like, I'm Durango, go here. I was like,
No, I don't like it.
Sure. So, do you have any kind of like final comments, final suggestions on what you think could ultimately impact UNO as a whole, as you know, like retention with students?
keep trying to like maintain the community feel while like trying to still attract those 15 to 20,000 students that I want to have in the next 5-10 years. Like still maintain that community feel because that's what's going to attract people
Sure.
more than, hey, come and sit in our new football stadium. So
A healthy balance of what she said.
Okay. Is that all? All right. Well, we'd all like to thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming and talking with us. A lot of this information will actually benefit UNO. We're doing kind of a research study for UNO itself instead of just some kind of project for a class. So it'll be great. But yeah, take some more pizza.
I'm not gonna take any more.
I know we've got a Glee episode to go
I
check
gotta
out,
go
right?
watch.
Perfect.
You gotta drive?
I gotta watch Glee.
Oh.
gotta get home.
Yeah, I have a lot to do tonight, you know.
Did we talk
Lauren, are you going now on the